Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. My today's topic is the Van 't Hoff equation of isotherm, and this topic is mentioned in the GATE 21 syllabus. So please go through the whole video, and if you like my videos, please don't forget to subscribe my channel. Thank you. Now Van 't Hoff equation of isotherm deals with the Gibbs free energy G and the equilibrium constant Kp. If equilibrium constant is denoted by Kp, then the Van 't Hoff equation of isotherm is related with the Gibbs free energy G and the equilibrium constant Kp. So what is the relation between the Gibbs free energy and Kp is actually the Van 't Hoff equation of isotherm. Let's start the derivation of it, that is the derivation of Van 't Hoff equation of isotherm. Now let's consider a ideal gas reaction equilibrium. An ideal gas reaction, let's A plus B to C plus D of D. Let this is a ideal gas reaction. The stoichiometric coefficient of the reactant is A and B, small a and small b, and the stoichiometric coefficient of the products are small c and small d. This is a ideal gas reaction. Now from the Gibbs-Duhem equation, we have a equation that del G Tp is equal to summation of Ni mu I, where Ni is the number of moles of the component and mu I is the chemical potential of that component. If you do not know the Gibbs-Duhem equation, please check the description box. In the description box I share a link, and you can get there the complete derivation of the Gibbs-Duhem equation. Now from the Gibbs-Duhem equation we have del G Tp is equal to summation of Ni mu I. Now Ni is the number of moles of component. Now this Ni is equal to actually Ni, you can replace Ni by the stoichiometric coefficient nu I. You can replace Ni by the stoichiometric coefficient nu I because Ni is proportional to nu I. So the del G equation will be become nu I mu I, where nu I is the stoichiometric coefficient and mu I is the chemical potential of the component. Now for this reaction that is A plus B to C plus D, for this reaction what is the value of del G? For this reaction the value of del G at constant Tp is equal to C of mu C plus D of mu D minus of A of mu A plus B of mu B. From this equation, this is equation 1, from this equation you can get that the del G is the subtraction of two chemical potential, and these chemical potentials are multiplied by their stoichiometric coefficient. So del G for this reaction, del G equation for del G is that. Now the general equation for chemical potential is that mu I is equal to mu I 0 plus RT ln Pi by P0. Pi by P0, let's say P0 is equal to 1 bar. P0 is equal to 1 bar. Now what is mu I? Mu I is the chemical potential of the component in the solution or in the mixture, and mu I 0 is the chemical potential of that pure component, mu I 0 is the chemical potential, or you can say that mu I 0 is the chemical potential at standard state, that is the pure component, and mu I is the chemical potential of that component when it is in the mixture. So this is the chemical potential equation is mu I is equal to mu I 0 plus RT ln Pi by P0. Now by putting this equation, in case of, let this is the equation 2 and this is the equation 3. So if you put the value of mu I, that is mu c, mu d, mu a and mu b by this form in equation 2, then you can get that del g Tp. So by putting the value of mu in terms of this form, then you can get the del g Tp for the above mentioned reaction, that is a reaction of A to A of A plus B of B to C of C to D of D. Then you can get that the del G for this equation, for this reaction, the del G Tp value is like that, and this is equal to, and by rearranging this equation you can get that, by rearranging this equation you can get that del g Tp is equal to the, what is the summation of mu I 0, that is C of mu c 0 plus D of mu d 0 minus of A of mu a 0 and B of mu b 0. This is one part, and another part which is correspond to the RT ln P, which is correspond to the RT ln P. So you can divide this equation by two part. One part is the mu 0 part, that is the standard chemical potential part or chemical potential part for the pure substance, and there is another part, what is the chemical potential, what is the chemical potential part for when the substance is in the solution or is in the mixture state. So you can divide this total equation in these two part. By dividing these two part you can get that what is the value of this part, what is the value of this part. Actually this is the chemical potential difference of the product and the reactant in pure form. This is the chemical potential difference of the product and reactant in pure form. This is actually the standard Gibbs free energy, that is del G 0. This is actually the del G 0, that is chemical potential difference between the chemical potential of the reactant and product in the pure form. This is the standard Gibbs free energy, that is del G 0. This first part is equal to, this first part is equal to del G 0, and the second part is coming when the pure component is not in pure form, this is in the reaction mixture. That is why this second part is coming, and you can write it down like del G Tp is equal to del G 0 plus RT ln Pc by P0 to the power C, Pd by P0 to the power D, Pa by P0 to the power A and Pb by P0 to the power B. Now this del G0 is the function of T only. This del G0 is the function of T only, and this whole part can be written as, the Qp. This whole part can be written as the Qp, and this del G 0 is only the function of T, that is for at a constant temperature or at a particular temperature, this has a particular value. This del G 0 has a particular value. So what will be the change of del G is only dependent on this part. What will be the change in del G is only dependent on this Qp part. So this equation can be written as del G Tp is equal to del G 0 T plus RT ln Qp. This T is correspond to this is represent del G 0 is only dependent on T. This is not multiplied by T. This is del g 0, and this del g 0 is only function of t, that's why t is written here. And actually this equation is known as Van 't Hoff equation. This equation is known as Van 't Hoff equation. Now in the beginning I told that Van 't Hoff equation is the equation which relates the del g and the equilibrium constant Kp. So this is not an equilibrium constant, this is constant at any instant. Qp is the constant at any instant. Now what is the when equilibrium constant is coming, I will tell you. And now I am now telling what is the significance of this equation. By this equation what can you tell that? Now this del g, now the equation, Van 't Hoff equation is del g Tp is equal to del g 0 plus RT ln Qp. Now where Qp is this, Qp is the actually the ratio of partial pressure of the product divided by partial pressure of the reactant, and there is a power, and power is equal to the stoichiometric coefficient of the reactant or of the product. Now this is the equation for del g. Now del g 0 is a constant value and it is constant for at a particular temperature. Now from this equation, from this value, now RT is also constant, R is constant, and it is the isothermic situation, that means T is also constant. Now whether the reaction is spontaneous or not, whether the forward or the backward reaction is spontaneous or not, you can tell it by the value of Qp, Now del g 0 is a constant value, Let's assume that the Qp at a particular time when the partial pressure of the product is less than partial pressure of the reactant. If it happens that the partial pressure of the product is less than the partial pressure of the reactant, then this Qp is a fraction. This Qp is a fraction. That means the del g value will be negative. Don't think about this part is constant, so something negative RT ln Qp, so this term will be negative for when the product partial pressure is less than the reactant partial pressure. This means that when the del g value is in negative trend, that means that the forward reaction, that is this is the del g equation for this reaction, this forward reaction. So for the forward reaction, when this is the negative term, then the forward reaction is the spontaneous reaction. Let's assume another case where the partial pressure of the product is more than the partial pressure of the reactant. When the partial pressure of the product is more than the partial pressure of the reactant, then this term will be a positive term. So del G value tends to be positive than the previous situation. So that means that in this particular situation, this forward reaction is not a spontaneous reaction. So it will show a non-spontaneous manner when the partial pressure of the product is more than the partial pressure of the reactant. And for the case when forward reaction is spontaneous reaction, then del G value is somewhat negative than the del G 0 value, and when the forward reaction is non-spontaneous reaction, then the del G value is somewhat more than the del G 0 value. So there will be a situation when the del G Tp value is equal to 0. That means that the rate of the forward reaction will be equal to the rate of the backward reaction. That means this is the rate of the forward reaction will be equal to the rate of the backward reaction when the del GTP value is equal to 0, and this situation is known as equilibrium situation. This situation is known as equilibrium situation. And in case of equilibrium situation, the del GTP is equal to 0. That means del G 0 plus RT ln QP at equilibrium is equal to 0. That means this QP at equilibrium is known as Kp, that is reaction rate constant at equilibrium. This is known as Kp, that is reactant rate constant at the equilibrium condition, and this equation will be del G0 is equal to minus RT ln Kp. Del G0 is equal to RT ln Kp. There is another form of the Van 't Hoff equation. Here you can relate the standard Gibbs free energy with the equilibrium constant Kp, that is del G0 is equal to minus RT ln Kp. So, by putting the value of del G0 in this equation, then you can get that del GTP is equal to minus RT ln Kp plus RT ln Qp. This means that del GTP is equal to RT ln Qp by Kp. But the main form of the Van 't Hoff equation is that del GTP is equal to del G0 plus RT ln Qp. This is the main form of the Van 't Hoff equation. So that's all about my today's video. Thank you for watching. See you again.